Show. I am your host, Matrix Lord 212, and I am with Chris. What's up, Chris?
What's up, guys?
What's up, James?
Hey, great timing, Chris.
All right. Was there a pay-per-view today, Chris?
No.
Oh, okay. Okay. So I think we are going to talk a little bit about Game of Thrones. We're also going to talk about, you got news too, right, Chris? Do you have any news? You were saying something about Kong. What about that?
Oh, that was just a joke.
Yeah, that was a bit.
Okay. Well, Chris, we're going to talk a little bit about Game of Thrones. Is that okay? And then we'll jump into the articles?
Yeah, sure. I'll just drop out and then.
You sure?
Just let me know.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't want to rush you guys with the Game of Thrones
stuff. Okay. We're going to talk about it a little bit, and then I'll invite you in. It won't be that long.
Okay. We'll just.
All right.
We'll just
So let's talk about it. So basically, again, another great stellar episode.
I can't fault it.
Finally, after for the first time, Jon Snow meets Khaleesi, Mother Dragons.
No, I thought she was going to be a complete awful in the scene, but actually, she was brilliant.
Oh my god, it was amazing, and in the way they had their scenes, and then you had Cersei scenes with oh my god, the one that killed her daughter, and then she did that. Oh my god, spoilers, guys! By the way, in case we're gonna get off some of the episode. Spoilers. I'm sorry. I loved this episode, and I can never really say so far, like this season, that there's anything wrong with any episodes.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose in the last few episodes we may have had like some, drawn out scenes. Possibly, maybe last week's with the scene with Grey Worm, Missandei kissing. Like nobody really is interested in seeing that. It's a bit boring. But this episode, I mean, apart from the one battle scene, there wasn't really much battles. It was mostly politics.
Right.
And God, it was good.
It's it's funny when you think about it that Tyrion is using his strategy, but then his brother is also using his strategy, knowing that he's advising Khaleesi, and it's like, yeah, he just let them take Castle Rock while didn't even be bothered and really had another agenda. And then basically trapped them in the friggin' place because he destroyed their ships, destroyed everything, and they're stuck there until they're ready to let him out.
They heavily miscalculated. He miscalculated about the Greyjoys. Tyrion is very clever, but unfortunately for Tyrion, he has emotions. So, when he fell for the whore in season 4, I can't remember her name. Shay.
Yeah.
And he's also his other weakness. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Had the TV blew blast and whatever.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. His other weakness is loving, his emotions. So, what he doesn't realize is he's very clever, but Jaime is one of the only people who knows exactly how Tyrion thinks.
Exactly. That's what my point was. That he knows all the tricks that Tyrion has. So he can counter it. And it's like a battle of chess with him and his brother.
But of course, Tyrion didn't calculate how much Jaime hates him, because Tyrion thinks that Jaime loves him, but Tyrion doesn't actually know how much Jaime despises him after what he did to Tywin, because Jaime loved his father. And do you remember in season 5 he said, if I ever see my brother again, I'll split him in two. So he hates him. And he loves Cersei, unfortunately for him. Euron seemed great when he was mocking Jaime. That was really funny. There's so much... I honestly, watching the only scene what made me feel comfortable, the scene, because I hate the Sand Snakes. I hate them. Everyone hates them. Terrible characters, poorly written. When we were watching the mountain, did you notice he had red eyes, the mountain? He had red eyes this time. Did you notice that? I'll have to watch that back. Maybe he didn't, but I thought the mountain was going to do stuff. Did you not think? I thought, oh, what's he going to do? But Cersei was the one doing stuff.
I mean, she just went to town with Jamie there. I was in shock. I'm like, oh, okay.
Is
And
it
she don't
bad?
care. Everybody knows what they're doing and what.
Is it bad to enjoy the Cersei scenes? I am thoroughly enjoying Cersei right now.
I was just listen. I just love the whole overall thing. I mean, there's so much stuff going on, and we didn't even see a hint of the White Walkers. And you see the line that they did that was a nod to the Walking Dead.
Yeah.
They said the Walking Dead men. They called them.
Yeah, and also even the Sansa scene was really good, really good.
Yes.
There's a lot of things going on now.
It's so weird. Her brother is like a freak, though, right? Bronn is like, he's getting weird about talking about her wedding dress and like when she got raped. I'm like, oh, dude, what the fuck are you bringing up?
I am not a fan of Bran. I've never been a fan of Bran. He is the Three-Eyed Raven now, and unfortunately,
he just got back and he's a dick. Like, it's like, dude, like really,
Bran came from a lot, but the thing about Bran is he is the Three-Eyed Raven. He is very important to the books and the show. He is probably an integral part of the show. But unfortunately for us as viewers, all we've seen of Bran is that he makes a lot of mistakes. He gets his friends killed. And because he's past the wall, what people forget is he has the Night King's mark. So now the White Walkers get past the wall. Thanks, Bran, for that.
But the thing is, can't he die, though? If he dies, then there's no Three-Eyed Raven? Is that what it is? Or?
No, if he walks into something, I think he continues to survive. The Three-Eyed Raven has to be constant. Yeah, if he dies himself without...
You have to be a raven or something, right?
Yeah, he'd have to go into someone else. But he's probably the least interesting part, even though he's probably going to be very important for Series 8, I'd say.
Okay.
But I think what is very important with Dany now is that she's lost everything. All she has now is 3 dragons and the Dothraki.
I'm having a feeling the dragons are going to blast Jon Snow and he's going to be completely fine. And that's going to be like a shocking ending.
The Targaryens thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, possibly. But I think if you remember Viserys, Daenerys' brother was full-blood Targaryen too, and he couldn't survive fire.
I thought he was in the Targaryen. That was the whole point. He thought he was. No,
he is a Targaryen, but the thing with Targaryens is their blood doesn't make. It's kind of hard to explain. They have to be. It's like I don't know. It's like a connection. Like some of them are not. Some of them don't get the powers. Do you know what I mean? Some of them do. Some of them don't. It's
Jon Snow probably has the powers.
Possibly, yeah. Possibly. I hope so. It'd be cool.
I think that's what's going to happen. I think there's going to be a misunderstanding. The dragon's going to think he's hurting, her, and then the dragon blasts him and he's fine.
Now, the armies, we know that the Lannisters have 10,000 now. We know Euron has 1,000. By the way, Euron built 1,000 ships in a season. It's stupid, that. But
that was ridiculous, first of all, that he had immediately. Because they took his ships. Now he has more ships. It was like weird.
Yeah. I think
I can't stand the other character anymore. The one that's like. Yeah, I can't stand him anymore. Well, like he abandoned his sister. He's like a little coward. He's like Reek, like the character that he was Reek. He's just a crappy character compared to what he used to be.
But as an Ironborn are not supposed to give a shit anyway. They're supposed to go for it. And the thing with Reek is, he's Reek to me anyway. I've always hated Theon's character because people forget the crap he did in season 2 is unforgivable. Mm-hmm. He deserves everything he's getting. And it's quite funny to watch. I hate him.
I just hope he's done soon.
Yeah, he's dead.
It's funny how the getting back to what's her name? The red
the red priest. Melisandre? No, it's
Melisandre. Yeah, Melisandre. She knows she's going to die, and she knows the other guy's going to die too. She just told him, prophesied to him.
We've had 2 foreshadowings with Daenerys. We've had a foreshadowing last episode where Daenerys said she'd burn him alive if he betrayed him. Mm. And now Red Priestess is predicting kind of a similar thing. And Varys is getting really freaked out by it. Mm. I like Varys. I don't want him to go because he's one of the good players. And we've got Littlefinger twisting the knife in the north.
Littlefinger is going to die easy, probably.
Littlefinger used to be my favourite character. He used to be 5 steps ahead of everyone else, but now he's entrusting Sansa too much. Very poor move, Littlefinger.
Yeah.
Arya, we didn't see Arya this episode. I presume she'll be there next episode.
She'll be next episode, yeah, probably at the end.
Hopefully.
Which is good. And The Starks reunited at the end of the season, probably.
Now, the Lannisters have 10,000 men. I'll brush over this quickly, and then Chris can get in here and what he wants to talk about. The Dothraki, if I'm correct, they have 40,000 Dothraki. It is still an enormous army.
Yes.
And when he conquered Westeros before the Mad King, he conquered it with 3 dragons and like an army of 6,000 men, right? So it is possible for Daenerys to still win if she uses those dragons wisely, but she needs to stop splitting the forces. Basically, no offense, Tyrion, you're screwing up, mate.
I see a better chance of Jon Snow taking the throne than
because of Tyrion's mistakes, sadly, Jon Snow is really her only ally. Because the Dothraki, I mean, she's going to use them now. She'll have to use them.
You think she's going to ask Jon Snow for help?
Yeah, she will.
Like, immediately, right? Next episode?
Jon Snow will decline. Jon Snow, I think what Jon Snow might do...
He won't decline or he will decline?
No, because he's accepted the dragon glass.
He won't decline.
He might decline it first, but I think what will happen is Dany will say, "Hey, I gave you that dragon glass," and Jon might have to send his bannermen down or something. Or perhaps the Knights of the Vale, because the Knights of the Vale are below the north, but they're near, they're nearer to King's Landing. So, and the Knights of the Vale is a very fearsome army. If she can get them,
right,
but Jon keeps the rest of the north, I think that could be a good deal. But Littlefinger won't like that.
Littlefinger's going to die, but I hope Sansa doesn't betray Jon, though. But
no,
she might. She won't, right? Okay.
No, she won't. It's clearly obvious that episode, but Littlefinger's he's gone. I think she might be considering it when Arya arrives. That'll be it for Littlefinger. He's finished. Because
what do you think Cersei's going to think when she finds out that who poisoned her son? Really, it wasn't Tyrion.
Well, she'll be furious. The thing is, the people who did it are dead.
But is she still going to be mad at Tyrion because he didn't do anything other than kill the father? Yes, she's still going to be pissed at him. But
takes him anyway. But I'm surprised by Lady Olenna. I love a Lady Olenna, but I would have wished Lady Olenna told the truth and just write down Littlefinger and said, "Oh yeah, Littlefinger did it too."
Yeah.
And then Cersei might have been enraged by that.
And Mark Gatiss, of course, is in Game of Thrones still.
He's in the next episode. Oh, he
was this episode too.
Yeah, he's in the next episode as well in the trailer. So what's the trailer?
Yeah, that's great.
I love this guy. He's a great character.
Everything. He's very versatile with different roles. So it's not always about Doctor Who too.
He's actually rather sinister in this episode as well.
Even his voice is different too. It's weird,
Yeah, quite dark. Not the good guy.
It's like green. The voice is like green. It's like, yeah.
Exactly.
It was really good.
Farewell, Lady Olenna. That's all I'll say on that.
What's up, Scott?
Nothing. Just got done watching the latest Star Trek Continues.
Oh, okay. We're finishing up on our Game of Thrones thing. We got like 2 more minutes.
Okay.
Just hang in there. Yeah. Okay. So, what else? Yeah.
I think that's pretty much. I mean, I'm just trying to think. All I'll say is Dany's in a weaker position now. She'll have to use the Dothraki. The Dothraki is an enormous army, but the Dothraki. The problem with the Dothraki is they're only good in the open field, which is actually where Jaime is right now, where the Tyrells are. The problem she's got now is King's Landing. How she's going to deal with it. It's quite interesting. I'm very excited.
I'm very excited to see where they go with the. What is that? Okay, it's very exciting to see where they're going to go next episode and how many episodes this season? 7, right?
Yeah, there's only 4 more left.
Yeah, but you know what though? It's a really compact season. It's going to be really nice the way they finish everything off, and I think it's going to be one of the best seasons.
Yeah, this is our last political episode. From this point on, we're going to have action.
I think people are going to die though, big time, this season.
Oh yeah.
Before we get to next season, we're going to lose somebody big. I think.
Yeah, Cersei, not Dany.
You think Cersei's going to die? No.
Probably Jaime.
Jaime might die?
Do you know, there was something I noticed. Do you know when she took off the poison off her lips, when she wiped it off, and then she immediately kissed Jaime? Now, Kai Byrne said something very interesting. He said the poison could take days. It could take weeks. What if she hasn't wiped off all the poison, and Jaime is now poisoned?
Nah. He's not poisoned. I don't think so.
It'd be possible. You never know with Game of Thrones. There are tiny little hints all the time.
Yeah. All right, so that's going to be it for Game of Thrones. So now we're going to get into other stuff. I want to get Chris back in here.
watching, Scott?
That Star Trek Continues, the little web-based little offshoots of Star Trek, which are quite good.
Yes, they are really good.
Have you seen the latest one yet?
I didn't see that yet.
Okay, I'm gonna post it to your Facebook.
Yeah, send it to my Facebook. What's up, Chris?
Hey, what's up?
Okay,
Sorry,
so
Game of Thrones fans.
yeah. So, all right. So now we're going to talk about. There was another article that came out, Chris, about Spider-Man: Homecoming. Right.
Okay.
Now, here's the thing. Something's going on with China, where they're kind of rebelling against Hollywood, and they don't have a date for Homecoming, but it's sometime. I don't know what the situation is. I don't know what the disagreement is, but again, it's already. We still don't know if when it's going to be released. Do you think it's definitely going to be released eventually?
Yeah, because they said that and War for the Planet of the Apes would be released. They just don't know when they're going to release it.
Okay. All right.
Unless
So
they're changing their mind. I mean, who knows?
After them?
Well, if they don't release it, then that's going to be an issue because
It'll
the
still be fine.
Yeah, I know. But the article did come out saying that the movie, regardless of passing certain hurdles, is dropping off fast. I think it was from Screen Rant, the article. I can only if I could find it. I don't know if you could find it, Chris. It was on Facebook.
Well, I know there was some other stuff about Screen Rant that came out. I think yesterday. I thought that was pretty funny.
What was it?
The Apes movie. How's the Apes movie doing? Is that doing okay?
Disaster.
It's not doing that great.
It wasn't that great, really.
Yeah, it was fair, if anything.
It was just it was filler. Like, in other words, they wanted to do an extra movie before Planet of the Apes movie itself.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a movie that has nothing to do with the War of the Planet of the Apes.
No.
This is like a side story, bullshit thing that they made Caesar look like an asshole leader, that he sucks.
Yeah, it sort of explains the disease, just a continuation of the mutation of the what gave the apes their intelligence.
But it makes no sense because they made it that the disease is made. It was like Walking Dead, I said, where
that's pretty much what it was.
The walkers are the apes, and it's man versus man. Which I'm like, why you got to do that? And Woody Harrelson is like a poor man's Negan, where he's trying to be like a Negan character, but he sucks at it. He's not really that great. And Caesar's like the worst ape leader in history because he's like a human failed leader, not an ape leader. Like this
really disappoints me because I've not seen this movie yet, and I saw one in 2011, which I thought was brilliant. Then I saw Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, a remake, and
I love both of them. Now this one sucked though, so
that's really disappointed me.
Yeah.
And the sad thing about this movie is once they reveal that that Harrelson's character was creating that little stave off.
Well, don't give up. You didn't see the movie yet, but let's just
it's you pretty much figure out what happens at the end.
The movie's not. You can skip this movie. The movie's not needed for anything. So whatever.
Another Apes movie, or is that it?
Just give me two more.
It's a man movie. I mean, literally, it's
well. This movie bombed, so I don't know what the hell how long it's going to take for the next one.
That's very disappointing because the first two were very good. Very disappointing.
We know too that Matt Reeves won't be a part of it because he's all in with this Batman series now. So I mean he's. And
right now, Planet of the Apes. Well, they had a little strong thing overseas, which was surprising. So it's at 224 now. So it's in better situation than it was before.
UK usually does well for these type of movies.
Yeah. All right, so let's get into Homecoming, right, Chris? We'll talk a little bit about that. The numbers that we're at now are, without China, we are sitting at 633,756,805. Now, that's pretty good normally for a movie. But because this is Spider-Man and because they had other movies that they're judging it against, yes, it did better than Amazing 1 and 2 domestically. but it wasn't like it didn't do better worldwide. But if it was in China, it would do $200 million more. I'm sure, right, Chris? I mean,
I think so. Yeah.
again, we're not positive, but
because if you guys know over the past few months, I mean, I've never seen a movie advertised as much as this movie, the Spider-Man movie. It's everywhere. It's like everywhere in the shops, in the I've seen it on my buses. You know what I mean? It's like crazy.
Yeah.
So it would definitely make that much more. Probably more than that.
No. So we're just waiting on word of when it's going to be in China, because that's going to be the way we could really judge it. And basically, I think I got the article. Because right now they got articles about the box office drop for Spider-Man Homecoming, which, look, it's been out for weeks. It's going to drop. I mean, the Emoji Movie friggin' is number one. I mean, again, it's a kid's movie. So, of course, people are done with Spider-Man. Yeah. And people are done.
Did you guys see the reviews for the Emoji review? It's so bad.
I haven't had
That's the thing. Anytime these animated movies come out, they always do well for the most part because parents take their kids to go see it. That's why when we look at things like Ice Age and we're like, how are they up to Ice Age 8? It's like because the kids see these trailers, they tell their parents they want to see it, and think about it. If a whole family goes to see it, that's 4 people. Look at what they charge in the United States alone to go see a movie for one person. So now multiply that by 3 or 4.
I like the Ice Age movies, but when they did the movie, I think it was Going to Sea or something, I gave up on it.
I took the kids when they were little to see the first one. And
the first one was hilarious.
Yeah, and then it's like, okay. But it's like, it does cost money when you go to the theater. It's all to bring the whole family.
It makes their money back tenfold. So it's like, why not make sequels?
And even at Ice Age, it doesn't do as well. It still does over $500 million.
Yeah.
So it's like
it's guaranteed to do well. It's guaranteed to do well.
There was some that did $1 billion. Yeah.
Watch that animated Spider-Man movie that comes out next year.
Oh yeah.
If it comes out at a good time, they're gonna make a lot of money from that if it's good.
Well, I have to make a correction actually. The Emoji Movie is no longer number one. With all the weekend put together, Dunkirk is the number one movie.
I figured it would be.
Okay. It is at 234,136,220 for worldwide gross. It is a profitable already, and that's number one. And it made 28 million here, and the Emoji Movie did almost 26 million, and totally. Yeah, right now it's not even overseas, the Emoji Movie, which I don't even know what's going overseas. So that's doing the budget for Emoji was 50 million. Not a success yet. Yeah, but in just a couple of days it did 25 million. Now the girls trip is a success. It was 19 million to make. It made 67 million, and that was in number 3rd. And then Atomic Blondes, which cost 30 million to make, it almost tied it. I mean, it's at 24 million right now. I don't know if it's gonna.
I heard that was really that wasn't as good as everyone was hoping it would be.
Yeah.
The Emoji Movie is such a bad title. It's a bit like you remember the Super Mario Bros. Movie in the 90s. Yeah. It's such an awful and horrendous idea that people will just watch it for entertainment.
Despicable Me is number 7th place. It has 819 million worldwide. 819 million.
There you go.
Yep. Now the biggest failure. Yeah, the biggest failure. Period. Is Valerian and the City of 1,000 Planets.
Yeah, I can vouch for that.
Holy crap! 30 million, and it costs almost 177 million to make.
That should have been a movie that either should have went straight to DVD, or when I was young and when Joe was young, that would have been one of those movies which you'd switch on TV, and it would have been one of these they'd play it for 5 days or a week.
Was that
due to being
released it? You don't release a movie like that during the hot season, summer. It's
Yeah, what'd you have to say,
The
Chris?
story was even like.
Hold on.
I was going to ask, is Valet, was that a Sony product?
It was STX Entertainment. I don't think so.
Oh,
And it's
because I was
based on
gonna
a
say-
French comic.
I was going to
Yeah,
say if that was a Sony
last-
product, that
Yeah,
would
which
have
last-
that probably would have spelled the end for their movie division.
7 to
Yeah, it
2013.
definitely wasn't a Sony product, and they probably wouldn't go up against themselves anyway. You know?
Yeah.
Sony are so stupid. Like, they only make money off their PlayStations, and they fund the money they make from that to their terrible movie division, which is.
Oh yes, that is true. That is definitely true.
That's why they're
they're
taking all Spider-Man's villains.
Yeah,
Big time. They can't do movies to save their ass.
they should just pop out some Spider-Man video games. It'll be okay.
Those stupid $4,000 TVs that nobody wants to buy. Like, the stupid Sony.
Listen, the 3D
And
TVs
we
nobody
saw how all
wants.
the 3D stuff went over.
Yeah. I just want to say something about the box office. Wonder Woman is hanging on. Still it's number 10, but it has 786 million. Now, this movie has gone down, up, down, up. Do not think that it's going away yet. There's a better chance of Wonder Woman staying in the top 10 than Spider-Man Homecoming.
This is going to be one of those movies that are probably going to re-release either during Oscar time or during the holidays.
It's not going away right now. I don't see it dropping off. And we got movies coming out this coming weekend, which we got The Dark Tower and Kidnap. Now, regardless of what you think about Kidnap, which that will probably do okay, Dark Tower should be number 1. Should be. Now, that's a Sony movie as well, but this is what I question. Why would Sony put out another movie a week after their other movie? Isn't that like biting the hand to feed their face?
They're cannibalizing their own. Yeah.
That's stupid because Emoji Movie is not a success yet. And when you're releasing a movie a week after you did your other movie, it's going to chop it up.
It's because people who watch the Emoji Movie are either brain dead, which is understandable, or kids, right?
But that's like you putting out The Force Awakens and then you put out Rogue One a week after. You don't do shit.
You know why they're doing that? Because
why?
They either have no faith or low faith in Kidnap. So they're putting out another movie to kind of balance it out.
Kidnap is one of those movies which they put out where like those are for movie. This Kidnap is a movie for those who are not into superhero movies, who are not into sci-fi movies. This is just to draw in the people.
Right, they'll probably like third place or whatever, or fifth place.
Yeah.
I mean, it needs to make a certain amount and it's a success. I mean, the budget ain't there. So, but again, I still question.
People got tired of this movie here, so let's go see Kidnap just for shits and giggles.
But I would not, if I was Sony, I would not release a movie and then a week later release another movie. I would have look, if you don't have faith against your own product, then why make it in the first place? But if you made it, then at least put Dark Tower out 2 weeks later or something, or even a month later. I mean, this is their problem. The people that are running their movie division.
Kidnap is to draw away for those who are not into superhero movies.
I know, but the problem is not Kidnap. The problem is Dark Tower, and Dark Tower will still hurt the other Sony movie.
Yeah,
but you got to remember too, Dark Tower got moved around a couple of times, so this might have been their last chance to get it out.
Before
they just said, "Oh well, with Kidnap."
They should have. I mean, this is bad timing to go against yourself. I mean, Marvel wouldn't even do that. They wouldn't put out 2 superheroes in the same month.
Yeah, but Marvel isn't stupid though. Sony is.
But Sony's being stupid mistakes. And if they're on the verge of doing like losing their movie picture division, then why would you make these stupid mistakes though?
Let me tell you something. They're gonna I really think that they are writing. They're hoping obviously that Homecoming does well, which it has. I really think Sony is putting a lot of chips down on this Venom movie. Because let me tell you something. If this Venom movie does not do well, they are going to be screwed. And you know what they're going to have to do?
They're going to sell out their movie.
If that Venom movie doesn't do well, which is why I think it's a mistake for them to now agree on the fact that this is in the MCU, they are probably going to have to give control to Marvel on all these characters because there's no way.
The problem is Japanese culture is very different to ours. Like you've got Nintendo, Sony, Konami, all these companies in Japan. They just don't give in. They won't give up. Sony will just continue the way they want to, and that's how they always do it.
Well, I just want to say, I'm sorry.
No, it's all right. It's just I think the only way it's going to happen is if they lose a lot of money, like on the PlayStation division or something, when they have to cut ties.
They're not doing that.
Yeah, but it's not going to happen. That
I just want to say that it's just that Sony that's not their main thing, Chris, because they're already having a backup plan to Venom. They have purchased this huge deal where they're going to make the Valiant Cinematic Universe, which is a rival comic book company, and they're trying to get Jared Leto, I believe, to be one of the main. Was it Bloodshot? Was that Valiant that they want him to be?
I have no idea.
So they're trying different plans just in case the Venom thing, but that's a mistake too because I just see it kind of scummy if you do Marvel movies with them. Why would you have another?
Well, let me just let me just say to respond to that though. If the Venom movie doesn't do well, even if it's not their main thing, they're still going to be in trouble.
Oh yeah,
because that I'm telling you, they're probably riding on that a lot because Venom is probably after Spider-Man one of their most popular characters that they have that they can work with. And if that doesn't work, and if they piss people off again with Venom, that's going to be a major issue for Sony because we already have one bad Venom on film.
Yeah, so if Venom turns out to be the Deadpool from the last Wolverine movie, the heads are going to roll, and people are going to really go, Sony, fuck you. We're not watching another Sony movie.
I think Sony needs to stop being idiots, and they need to kind of focus on one movie or one brand because they're just so diverse. They're doing so many different movies. They need to stop making these shit movies and focus. Like if they focused more resources on Venom, right? Way more resources than that, and they focus more on marketing it. They focus more on getting better actors. They focus more on the budget, better CGI. Then it'll be a success. But unfortunately for us, Sony is stupid, and they'll make movies nobody wants to watch.
The problem is that everybody's talking for Sony, but Sony. Like in other words, let's say with Ghostbusters, right? We were left in the loop where one of the executives said they're definitely doing the sequel. Then they're quiet about it. Then they're saying that the movie's a failure. Then they're saying it's not, that everybody's got the wrong numbers. But yet they won't reveal how much money they paid out to the people to get the Ghostbusters rights. And then Dan Aykroyd blasts the movie. Then Ivan Reitman says they're definitely doing, besides the animated, a joint movie, which they haven't greenlit yet. This is just Ivan Reitman talking. And nobody knows what the hell Sony's doing. Like, who speaks for you? Like, are you doing?
They don't have good public relations with this stuff because you notice a lot of these other companies when someone comes out and says, "Oh, we're doing this," and it's wrong. Usually, pretty quickly, someone from that company will say, "No, this is false.
Right.
Here's why." With Sony, it's just like, let them think that, and it's like, wait, what?
Right. That's horrible. And you got this other guy running around that did the Men in Black movies. He's like, he's trying to get another one done. We don't get any confirmation from Sony. Yet he wants to have Will Smith in it again. And if I was Will Smith, I would say yes because, Men in Black have not been a failing franchise. It's been great for him. So why wouldn't you do it? But they're trying to do merging sequels, crossovers, 21 Jump Street meets Men in Black, and they don't know what the hell they're doing. They had, remember how many ideas they had? They wanted Aunt May the movie. Really? It was going to be called Glass Ceiling. Remember that? And I'm like, what the hell? And that was before I even knew what Glass Ceiling was. And I'm like, what? So
I remember when they were like, "Oh, we're going to do this Sinister Six movie," and I was like, what's that going to be about? Like, is Spider-Man going to be in that? Like.
Right. How can you not have Spider-Man in it? Well, they're just like, are we supposed to cheer these guys that are like villains? They're like killing things? Really? Wow.
You want to know what the scary thing about that is, though? I heard a rumor a couple of days ago that is still on the board somewhere.
Yeah, it is. It is, unfortunately. So I honestly think what they need to do is they need to reevaluate their options, and then that's it, basically.
And then, or do what every good company does: listen to consumers.
Yep.
Fortunately for us, Japanese companies, not racist, this is actually true. In Japanese culture, Nintendo, Sony, loads of companies do it. They do not listen. They just rely on, like Nintendo is also equally funny, but the difference with Nintendo
Well,
is
I gotta tell you, Nintendo pisses me off. First of all, because I gotta tell you right now, they when I had the Nintendo Entertainment System, the NES, and the SNES, the Super Nintendo Entertainment System, that was like when they were top. And they had everybody making games to them. There was exclusives. It was great. Then somehow they got to start to be where they only want certain games being made, and they turned the whole thing into shit. Because now we will have to say with the Wii U, where they're banking the whole success of the system on a damn game and not a library of games. And then people are like, "Where is this game? Where is Metroid? Where is Star Fox? Where is Punch Out? Where is Kid Icarus that you had to put it for the Game Boy, whatever it was? Why aren't you making sequels? Why is everything Mario, Mario, Mario?"
I'm a big fan of Nintendo, but I think because I've talked to a lot of people at Activision, publishers know Nintendo more than anyone. Nintendo are the most stubborn, horrendous people that you don't work for, because people say the Wii, and the Wii was very successful, by the way, sold a lot of units, but the Wii is where Nintendo failed, because the Wii wasn't sold to gamers like me or you. It was sold to casual people like your auntie, your grandmother, who would buy it for the kids, right? The thing is, with those people, they thought the Wii U was the same thing as the Wii, so they didn't buy the Wii U, and that's when Nintendo failed and they lost all third-party support. Nintendo,
but even the Switch, though, when I first heard about it, I'm like, oh, I want to get it. But then I'm like, you know what? I worked in the video game industry for years. I also know what they're up to. And I says, you know what? The launch games was not appealing to me other than Zelda. And I was not going to buy a system because one cool game is out or two. I want to see an overall library, okay? So I did not get the Switch. And even now, I talk to the kids, you want the Switch? And I'm like, eh. And even now, it's been out for a while. And what is out? Nothing.
Nothing. All it is kiddies games. That's all it is. Because a buddy of mine's got the Switch, and I forget the name of the game he was playing, but it's a kiddie game. And that's what it seems like it's all set up for, is those who are too young for one certain game.
Yeah.
And so we give you these.
So I'm not getting it, you know.
It's actually selling really well, but Nintendo was so stupid they didn't make enough of them to sell. And also, they made the hardware really weak. It's so weak that the phones coming out this year, the iPhone 8 and everything, are going to be more powerful than a console. That is retardedly bad for Nintendo.
Well, you know what they just did too? I think it was like a month or two ago, we may have said it on here. Game Freak announced what the next two Pokemon games were going to be for this year. And it's just basically a rehash of the games that came out last year. And literally, I think almost everybody was like, fuck you.
Right.
Like, we don't want this. Pardon my
When
language.
I got the Mario game, I was all excited about it. When I couldn't fucking play the boss levels, and I had to pay $10 to do that, first of all, I was pissed. And then I'm like, no, I'm going to pay it. But I'm so mad that I paid the $10, I don't even play it. Because I'm like, why would I have to pay that? You can get Temple Run, and you don't have to pay for shit. And they keep updating stuff, or this one updating stuff. Why do you got to pay anything? And then it was not even like a traditional Mario game. What's up?
I think Nintendo Switch, the big thing for Nintendo Switch is actually Skyrim. For some reason, people really want to play Skyrim on it. It's coming out soon. If they get their act together, Nintendo, and they start actually making enough Switches to sell, and they sell a lot of consoles, what they need to do is get third-party support. They need Activision on side, not just bloody Skylanders. Nobody cares about Skylanders. You can buy Skylanders for everything. They need to get the things like Overwatch, Call of Duty, Destiny, Resident Evil, things like that. If they don't get that, they're screwed again.
They need to get exclusives like Resident Evil 0.
Kids only. And people who are kids at heart who want to play like the traditional Mario Brothers stuff or Mario Brother-esque type games.
You can't have a system that has one game carry the system. There's a whole. That's why it's called a library. You know, back in the day, we had Contra, we had Castlevania, we had Capcom putting Street Fighter versus this and this. Everybody had unique games coming out. Yes, exclusive Resident Evil games, exclusive Street Fighter games, exclusive this. There's no more exclusives now. Now it's everybody gets the same thing on the system. It's like ridiculous.
I got the Zelda game, the new Zelda game. It came out for the Wii U anyway, so I got it for the Wii U. I have Pokemon, which I barely play now, a bit older, and I have Mario for my 3DS. Why would I want to switch? What's the point of it?
And now you got a new handheld Nintendo. Who cares? How many times are you putting out a new system?
And they're going to be putting out the new 2600, the new Atari console.
Well, first of all, I had predicted that years ago. I had said on 2012 on my channel that Atari was going to do that. And I kept saying it every year. I'm like, don't be too surprised if Atari comes back and blows everybody out of the water. And even if you watch the trailers from Blade Runner, they're already anticipating that that's going to happen anyway, because they got, in the future, Atari's huge still. So the thing is, I really believe 100% that Atari is going to come back with a vengeance, and their system is going to blow people away.
Giving you two choices. They're giving you the one that resembles the original and then the all-black version. Me, personally, I'm going to go for the classic if I ever decide to do so.
But they're not going to just do, like, classic. They're going to do, great graphics that are current graphics today.
Right now.
I'd love to see them take a lot of their original games and update them. That would
Which
be
they
awesome.
probably will. They probably will, but that's not the overall intention. The overall intention is to put out enough software to grab people's attention. They know how to, back in the day, how to make and grab people's attention. Now they're going to finally do that again.
Nintendo did last year with the classic, and it sold so well. Even though Nintendo was stupid, it didn't make enough of them. Like, again, they're stupid. And Atari will be looking, Sega will be looking. Sega is dumb. Like, did you guys hear about that console? AT Games again failed to make. The Genesis remake is so garbage.
Well, I got tired. You know what? I don't like it. I don't like it when Atari puts out a flashback 7, 8, 9. You should put out one flashback with every game on it instead of, because what happens is people get pissed off and people don't want to spend $30 or $40 for like a one Atari graphic game. I mean, I bought the flashback and I really thought that Pitfall was going to be in there, right? And I really didn't pay attention. My mistake. And Pitfall was like one of my favorite Atari 2600.
And I got both of them.
When I brought that shit home and that was not in there, I was pissed. And that thing is sitting in the box there. And I played, Sword Quest, whatever, and this one and that one, a few different things. But I was mad that my favorite game is not in it. So, But anyway, I know Chris was trying to say something. Were you trying to say something, Chris?
You're going, Chris.
Chris? Oh, okay.
You guys tried the classic, the Nintendo Classic from last year. Has anyone got their hands on one?
I don't. You know what? That's no point to it because there's only 30 games. So why do you keep writing versions of it? What I did was I bought a Retron 2, which has Nintendo and Super Nintendo combined. They have a slot for Nintendo. They have a slot for Super Nintendo. Because I said when I moved like years ago, the guy that was holding my stuff stole all my stuff. They didn't went and sold it. So I don't have my Nintendo anymore, all my games. So I had to I'm rebuying stuff slowly but surely. So I bought the Retron.
My uncle bought two of them. One's just, because they're very collectible, right? They're worth a lot of money now. And the other one to play on. And I don't know what the big thing is, guys, because when I played it, the controller, the lead, it was so small you couldn't even play the games. You'd have to be right next to the TV. It was really bad.
Even smaller too.
What they should have done.
It's the classic feel, but the wire, the lead was so tiny.
Yeah, I heard about that.
I couldn't play it. I was just like,
damn. What they should have done is made the little lid to be able to flip up, which they don't. And you get one of those little USB things, and you can either go to their site or some site and download old games. And then that way you just flip that little lid up, put the thumb drive in, and boom. You may not, that way you can play those games on top of the ones that they had within the game itself.
Atari, they're calling their system Atari Box, which I don't agree with.
Yeah.
Because it's like Xbox. That's stupid. Change the name at least. Or whatever.
So you guys,
All
no
right.
one's heard of the Sega flashback. What just happened recently?
You know what it is? They got me to get the Atari flashback. I'm trying to get the old Nintendos. I'm not going to get into the Sega.
The Sega flashback, the Genesis flashback.
I'm not even going to bother because you know what? They don't even have the stuff that I probably want on there anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Apparently, the music again is bad. It's made by a company called AT Games. They make basically bogus consoles to sell to people to fraud. So
Is Super Ghouls and Ghosts part of that?
I believe virtually every game is, but it's so bad sound quality that no one can play.
Well, then how are they? Because let me tell you something. The most superior sound was with Super Ghouls and Ghosts for Genesis, and the sound was off the charts, especially the graphics. So if it doesn't sound well, I won't even get it. And I noticed that people buying retro things and the sound doesn't line up, or the thing doesn't. It's not the same original content. The stuff that's altered, and I don't like that.
So anything made by a company called AT Games, avoid it like they're a fraudster company. Best, honestly, guys, for the viewers, if you want to play retro gaming, just get an emulator on your PC, play it like that until something official comes out. Don't buy any dodgy thing that somebody's made. Just get the official
I'm
thing.
gonna try to get my hands on original Nintendo and Super Nintendo. That's what I'm gonna
yeah, exactly. Don't buy the real thing. There's plenty of mom and pop stores you can go into. Don't buy them on eBay. That's rule number one. Don't buy them.
We have some in the city. They're really good, so I might buy that.
I've got a store around me, which is also even close, like literally across the way from me. It's called Vintage Stock, and they do comic books. They do game systems, posters, and movies, stuff like that. And when Casey came back, we went to one of the other ones, and they were asking for buku amount of money for an old Atari system, an old NES system. It's like, damn.
Yeah.
You know what sucks now is I'm sorry, go James.
It's just like sometimes you got to make sure you got the games the right region. You know, sometimes crap, I've got a European region game and I've got the US console. There's a store in Wales which is like a few miles away. You know, about a 2-hour drive away from me. It's a great store. These two guys, Jeff and Keith, great guys. Basically, they sell it dead cheap, the stuff, and everything. All the money they make, they donate to a charity for gaming for kids. So they're brilliant people. I like people like that. So I always go to that store. They have basically everything in there. The only things they don't have is anything like after 2002. They don't, it's retro only.
My thing is, I wish that the companies would put out 2D versions and 3D versions.
Ooh, yes.
Like, I want a 2D Castlevania because sometimes I don't like a 3D Castlevania. And I want a 2D Ghouls and Ghosts or Ghosts and Goblins or Ghouls and Ghosts or whatever the hell you call it. And I want a Maximo. Like, I want both versions available.
They did a TV show on that, didn't they, recently? Castlevania?
Yes, I only saw the first episode, but I want, like, Symphony Night style that. But then again, there was this other Castlevania game, was it Lord of Shadows? One of them that I played was really good. It was like a 3D. But again, you got to make it available for both gamers, the older gamers and the newer gamers. Newer gamers, they like all the 3D stuff. The older gamers like the 2D style. They like the 3D stuff too, but the 2D style we like better. So I like the side things, like the Mega Man games, or like Metroid, but like a 2D side, not 3D, where Metroid Prime.
Well, you almost
but then again, that was cool too, though. Yeah.
Metroid.
All right, guys, we're gonna get out of here for now. I have to go for seconds, but I may come back with another cast. I don't know. We'll talk about Dr. We'll see. All right, guys, take care. Bye for now.
Have a good one.